All right, guys. So recently I made a story on my Instagram showing that I was able to get my Amazon FBA store to $50,000 a month. And when I made that story, I had a lot of people reach out to me saying, congratulations, good job, and whatnot. But I also had a really big majority of people saying things along the lines of, oh, I've been thinking about doing that. Or, I tried that and I was thinking about it, et cetera, et cetera. It led me to start thinking, like, why is it that people saying they're thinking about doing something, but then never actually doing it? And some of these people that messaged me, like I know them personally. So I started thinking like, I know you and I know who you are and I know you haven't done anything all year. So what have you been thinking about? Like, what was it that stopped you from starting Amazon FBA? Like you didn't accomplish anything all year. At least if you had started, you could be a lot further ahead now than where you are. But I think people use the excuse, or they say I'm thinking about something as an excuse to really cop out of taking any action, right? Because if you bring it up to them, they say, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And then 3 months later, oh yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like I'm gonna do it, I think so. And it's like, what's there to think about? And it doesn't take that long to think either. Like you can make a decision in a day. You don't need 3 months to think about something. But anyways, in this video, I want to go over the reasons why people fail at Amazon FBA. And the reason why I'm making this video is because obviously I want you guys to be successful. And I've been doing Amazon for a few years now, and I've seen a lot of people even come up to me and through the course that I took, like the stuff that people say in this course. And I feel like I have a little bit of a unique perspective on why it is that people just don't succeed with Amazon. And obviously I want you guys to succeed, and I don't want you guys to be like these people who fail. So I'm going to go over the reasons why I think people fail. And also, if you are one of these people, I think at least if I point out what it is or the characteristic traits that are going to pretty much stop you from succeeding, you can stop doing them right now. Because a lot of the times that's all it is people are pretty much going in the wrong directions towards failure and they don't even know it. They don't even know what it is that's taking them there. Yeah, let's just get into it, guys. The first reason why people fail at Amazon is because they lack discipline. And I know this is a very generic term that's thrown around, but I saw something just yesterday that I wanted to read to you guys. So as you know, I am in an Amazon FBA course and I paid thousands of dollars to get into this course. So did everybody else that's in that course. So you would think that everybody in that course is very motivated and excited to do the course, especially when they paid like $5,000 for the course. And this one person made this post on the group. She said, I started the course by watching some videos, but then took a long break. At first, I thought it would be easy to stay disciplined, but I was wrong. Can anyone help me with staying motivated and focused on the course? So when I first read this, like my instant reaction was like, geez, how weak are people? Like, what do you mean? Like you paid $5,000 for this course and you're asking other people how to do it? Like just watch the videos. But anyways, I don't want to be an asshole in this video because at least she went out of her comfort zone and asked for help, which is nice. So she didn't just she's asking for help. So I'm going to try to actually offer some valuable tips here because I think this is a lot of things that people lack. They lack discipline. And I'm going to give you guys some actual real world tips on how you can combat that, not just say, you got to do it, just blah, blah, blah. So the first thing is you need to do a dopamine detox. And this is super important. This is something that I've done because I'm not always motivated or sometimes I'm not always disciplined either. But what I found was by doing a dopamine detox, it really helped me enjoy doing like the actual hard work. And what a dopamine detox is, I'm not a scientist, guys, so don't quote me word for word on this stuff, but essentially dopamine is something like a chemical that's released in your brain that makes you feel good. And you can get dopamine from mainly things like social media, obviously doing a lot of hard work releases dopamine, going to the gym. There's a lot of things that release dopamine. Porn releases dopamine. So it's not good things only, it's also bad things. But what's happened now is we're all so addicted to our phones or watching YouTube and Netflix and all this stuff. And all this stuff is releasing dopamine in our brains. And what ends up happening is our brain is so used to getting cheap and easy dopamine that when you try to sit down and focus on reading a book or doing hard work, you're not getting the dopamine as fast. And then your brain says, screw this, I don't like this. Like this is boring. I need something fast. I need the dopamine fast. So you can't sit there and concentrate. And instead you're trying to concentrate, but your brain doesn't want to do it. So you quickly grab your phone, you get that dopamine detox. And this is everybody. And this was myself as well. Like when I first started working on my Amazon business again, I'd try to sit down and like do product research, and then I could sense my mind wanting to grab my phone. So it's kind of partially our fault, but it's not your fault at the same time. So what you need to do is, if you can't focus, you need to do a complete dopamine detox. And this means no YouTube, no Instagram, like just stay off your phone for at least 3 days, I would say. And what you're gonna notice is you're gonna start sensing it in your brain that your brain's telling you to grab the phone. Like sometimes when I'm going in my elevator, your just brain's like, okay, grab your phone, I'm bored. But you need to stop that. You need to stop that from happening in your brain. And what you'll find is when you stop that, when you stop getting the cheap dopamine, then when you start to go to work or you start to go to the gym or you want to read a book, you're going to actually start to enjoy it more, because now your brain's going to say, okay, well, at least it's something, and it's not going to be so desensitized to the dopamine and wanting to get it cheaply. I don't know if I explained that well enough, but I hope you guys understand. So essentially try to avoid all the cheap dopamine. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you feel more energized and feel more motivated when you're actually doing the hard stuff in life. So that's number one. The next thing you need to do is you need to realize that you're not going to always feel like doing the work. That's just impossible. You know, a lot of people have this belief that, okay, all the fit people out there love going to the gym, or all these really successful people, they must love what they do. And that's absolutely not true. Like, I'm not super fit or anything like that, but I've been going to the gym pretty much for 10 years. And it's not because I enjoy it. When I was young, I enjoyed it a lot, but probably in the last 5 years, I haven't really enjoyed going at all. But I do it anyways, because I know if I go to the gym and I'm strong physically, that mentally I'll also be a lot stronger. So I know it needs to be done, but it's not like I'm so happy and ecstatic to go to the gym and I'm obsessed with the gym. It's like, it's just something that needs to be done. I know I need to go, I need to stay healthy, so I go, and that's it. So, and it's the same thing with business. Sometimes there's shit that you need to do that you just need to get done. So you just gotta stop letting your mind talk you out of it and saying, oh, well, I don't feel like doing it. Well, it's like, you're not gonna feel like doing it tomorrow either. So just shut up and do it. So just get it done. And one tip I can give you guys, and this was actually the next thing that I was gonna mention, is that once you actually start doing the task, so for example, product research, like you're not gonna feel like doing product research, you start doing it, I promise you after about 10, 15 minutes, you're gonna get into what's called the zone, and you're gonna actually wanna start doing more of it, right? So the first 10 minutes is always the hardest, but once you start the work, whether you felt like doing it or not, I promise you, it's gonna get easier. Like you'll be able to go an hour with doing it. So, and I know this firsthand, like even with making these YouTube videos, like I suck and I don't really wanna make them, but at least sometimes when I just turn on the camera and start talking, I kind of get into a flow and the video gets done, right? But if I just waited till I felt like making a video, it would never get done. And these next two tips for feeling motivated are gonna be a little bit controversial, but I'm gonna tell you guys anyways, because I use these on a daily basis actually. So essentially what you need to do is you need to think about two things. There's two ways you can do this. Number one, you can think about bad things happening in your life. So for example, imagining your parents get really sick. And so you need to get this work done, because in order to do the work, you're gonna become successful and you're gonna have the financial means to take care of your family. So obviously you should do the work, but usually we don't do the work because there's no motivation for it. But imagine this, imagine your parents are in the hospital and it costs $50,000, or it costs a lot of money that you don't have right now to heal them, and you don't have it. Like really truly envision that. Or your mom gets into a car crash, or let's say your mom gets fired from her job, she doesn't have any money to pay her rent, and now you got to take care of her. Like, do you have enough money to pay her rent? I'm guessing you don't. So really let that sink in and feel that pain, or that feeling of like, you know, wanting to be able to take care of your family. Like if that doesn't give you motivation, I don't know what does. Like even me just saying it out loud, like I can feel it and it gives me energy. Like now I'm like, okay, well I need to work, because I think people don't think about those stuff. And it's kind of like a mind trick a little bit. And you have to really believe it in your brain. You can't just kind of think about it and then stop thinking about it. You got to let it sink in and start feeling how that would truly feel. So that's one side of it. That's the more darker side. Like think about bad things happening and then you being not in a position to do anything about it. And then that should make you want to start working your ass off and get there. The next way to think about it, maybe not the dark side, so it depends on the type of person you are. The next type of way you can do is you can think about good things happening. So for example, like imagine that day when you can buy your parents a house, or you can take your parents on, you know, give them an experience, like go fly first class that they've never ever imagined, that they never thought they would. Like imagine the look on their face and how proud they would be of you. Just think about all the good things that could come of it. And once again, let that sink in. Like, so before you start doing any work, you're not feeling motivated, you've been lazy, you've been playing video games all day, doing whatever the hell you're doing, sit there and start imagining these scenarios happening in real life. And I promise you that will give you motivation. Like, but you have to truly believe it. You can't just sit there and not give a shit. Like, think about these things happening, and I promise you that will give you all the freaking energy you need. So that was number one, why people fail on Amazon. Going on to number two, the next thing is they spend too much time thinking. And we kind of mentioned this at the very, very beginning, but they spend too much time thinking about stuff and not enough time taking action. So once again, stop thinking about shit. I'm just gonna say that. Like, if there's something that needs to be done, think about it, sit there and say, okay, I need to make a decision on this. I've seen this opportunity, Amazon FBA, whatever it is. Let me spend 30 minutes and analyze this and look at the pros and cons and make a decision. Am I gonna do this or not? Don't just think, that would be cool, and then just fuck off and go do whatever you wanna do for the rest of the day. Because that's what most people do. They'll see something on Instagram and be like, that'd be cool, next. And then they might see that same thing again in a month and be like, oh yeah, I should do that, next. So stop doing that. Instead, see the opportunity, say, okay, I need to look into this a little bit more. Should I do this or not? Even if you decide not to take the opportunity, say, you know what, this is not for me right now. I've decided not to do this. At least you've decided and you've taken action. So you've actually made a decision now to say, okay, I'm not gonna do that right now. Another opportunity comes up. Same thing, you look at it and then you actually make a decision. And what this is gonna do, this is actually gonna train your brain to start taking action. I mean, you're not taking the exact action of doing the work, but at least you're looking at it and analyzing it now properly. That's half the step there, right? Most people don't even do that. They just think about it for 2 seconds in their brain before they get distracted. So now you're essentially stopping yourself from getting distracted, analyzing the opportunity and making a decision. And finally, you'll come across something where you think, okay, well, this is something I gotta do. Like, this makes sense for me. And then you gotta start taking real action. But what you need to stop doing is saying, I'm thinking about it. Because it doesn't take fucking 3 months to think about something, guys. I'm telling you right now, and I see this all the time. And it bothers me now when people say, oh yeah, let me think about it. Okay, well, you can think about something in 30 minutes or an hour or a night. You don't need 3 months to think about something. And the next reason why people fail on Amazon FBA, and that is because they are not smart enough. And this one I put in here, guys, because this one is bullshit. This is not a real reason. Don't ever think that you're not smart enough. I'm telling you right now, there's so many people out there that are more successful than you, that have more money than you, that have all the things that you want, and they're definitely not as smart as you. This is actually a reason where I would say very small percentage of people are not smart enough for anything. Even when I started Amazon, I didn't know anything about it. I just took a course, and as long as you follow the steps, it is, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's simple. Like, they tell you what to do and you just have to do it. That's it. It's not rocket science. We're not doing some crazy thing where you need a super high IQ. So what you'll notice in life is some of the most successful people out there, they're not the smartest people. They're just the people who are willing to put the work in. And to give you guys an example of this, one of my friends has a Lamborghini and he always goes to these Lamborghini car meets. And this is where I really got firsthand experience. Because when I was going to this Lamborghini meeting, I was thinking, man, there's gonna be all these super successful people there. They're probably gonna be in great shape, super smart, blah, blah, blah. And then I go there and honestly, I was very underwhelmed at what I saw. Like, yeah, everybody had Lamborghinis, that's great, but the guys were very unimpressive in my opinion. Like, a lot of them were out of shape. Their wives weren't the best looking. They weren't even that smart when I spoke to them. Some of them were rude and just thought that, just not nice people at all. And I'm thinking, how are these people so successful? And yeah, they probably just had some business that they did. But in my mind, I was thinking like, I am better than these people. Like, there's nothing about these guys that makes them better than me. Like, if they can have this, once again, I truly believe I can have it because they're not exceptional. They're not that great. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy either, but like, they're just like us. So they're not anything special. So don't ever think you're not smart enough, because that, once again, is just bullshit. It's not absolutely true. You can accomplish anything. And the last reason why people fail is because they give up. And this is a very common one as well, because things are going to be hard in business, right? Like, the first step is starting, but then you need to make sure you don't give up. And I can speak on this myself. My first Amazon product ever, I failed at. And most people would just stop there. They'd be like, shoot, I tried, it's just not for me. And guys, that is absolute BS. In order to become good at something, you need to fail. So failing is part of the journey. Like, you should expect to fail. I'm not sure if you guys have ever gotten good at anything in life, but you weren't just good at it, right? Like, for example, if you're gonna play a sport, you start going, or let's say you're learning to dance. Actually, let's not use the dancing option because I never danced, but let's use Soccer, for example, when I was a kid, I used to play soccer. And I sucked at the beginning, but I practiced every day and I got very good. But it took months and months and months of practice, or even boxing. I've started boxing recently and I understand the process of, okay, I'm gonna go, I'm probably gonna suck, but that's just it. Like, I know if I show up every single day, I'm gonna get better. It's just impossible not to get better. So it's the same thing with business. You need to not give up. When things, just know this now, things are gonna go wrong. But when they do go wrong, your first option shouldn't be, oh, this sucks, it's not for me. Like, it's just, I give up. Do not think that. Think, well, this sucks, but you need to figure out a way. Obviously, you guys know that recently, if you've seen my last video, I've had a really shitty few things happen to me with my Amazon business. I had a hijacker on my listing, stealing all my sales. Amazon is holding like, almost $14,000 worth of inventory of mine. So I've had really shitty things happen. Never did I think, oh my God, my life's over, this is it. I'm quitting Amazon. No, I was just, okay, well, I need to just figure out a solution. I'm not giving up here. I'll be able to figure it out. So you need to start changing your mentality and stop being a quitter, because quitters never freaking win. So there you guys have it. That's the video for today. I know this is a little bit different style than what I normally do. I'm trying to just be a little bit more raw, but I hope you guys got some value of this video, and please take these things into consideration. And once again, I really hope you guys all the best, and I want you guys to be super successful with Amazon FBA. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos, and I'm going to keep posting a lot more. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.